article on how Floyd Mayweather signed his wealth over. They said it was 175 million. They said he signed a blank document and he's now suing his business partner. I don't want to name any names because everything is all alleged, but they said that he signed his wealth over. And somebody told me a long time ago in a business class I was taking in college, they were saying that sometimes wealth is hard to get, but it's easy to give away. And I honestly think this is going to go over into the courts, and maybe some of this will be salvaged. He will be able to retrieve some of it because only thing I can say is this: there's a lot of stories going around where people are losing their homes, people just flat out going to the courts and taking your property. And I don't want to say who this person is that allegedly Floyd is alleging that stole his money, but he belongs to a certain situation, if you know what I mean. He belongs to a certain situation, and a lot of these certain situation people, I have to say it because I don't. They always be um, targeting my live, so I don't want to. I don't want to say the wrong thing because this is all alleged, but I've heard situations, especially throughout New York City, and not even just New York City, all over the country, where people are losing their properties and they're just taking it. And he Floyd aligned himself with certain people, and these people, they pretty much in society, they have a card to do whatever they want in society. And it seems it's alleged that they took his money, 175 million. Also took over 100 million in jury and took his so when you look at, like, as far as the money is concerned, he's not broke. The certain assets they took is totaling up to 175 million. The jet, the jury, and some cash. I don't know how much cash they took, but everything he claims is totaling 75 million. He's talking about the jury, the jet. So you got to say, did they take 175 million in cash? No. They took some cash, but they took the jet he claims that is gone in the jury. And I don't know what to make of this because a lot of people saying, well, can he read and stuff like that? The thing is, you don't sign any blank documents. I learned this in class. The reason why you don't do it is because you're just going to save yourself a lot of heartache going to trial and going to court and trying to sue and get your property back. A lot of this, let me tell you what else is going on. People are losing their YouTube pages. It was a brother, he's getting he got like maybe 100,000 subscribers, right? This person that he thought was legit was offering him a brand deal, right? Offering him a brand deal. And they sent him a link. He said, yeah, click on this link and see what products that you want to advertise on your channel for. I think they offered him 3,500 or something like that per post or something. So he clicked on the link and he lost his page. Not only he lost his page, he didn't get paid. You get paid on the 21st of the month, YouTube, and he was expecting a check for over 25,000, and he didn't get it. He didn't get it. So it's not just happening to rich people; it's happening to YouTubers, and people are being targeted. And there's certain groups of people that's targeting people. So you gotta know, you gotta be thinking ahead, especially when you have a YouTube page. But I want to talk about that later. But Floyd, like, how do you take a jet? They lured him with a money promise and equity. That's what they lured him with. He's not broke though, but $175 million he claims in assets are gone. He can't retrieve right now. He gonna have to go to court though. But this person's probably gonna say that Floyd agreed to something. But I think that, but see, the courts, I'm telling you guys right now, the courts is probably gonna side with the other guy because they control the laws in this land. If you know who I mean. I'm not gonna tell you who it is because I don't wanna come off on the algorithm as a hater. As you say anything about these group of people, you say anything about these group of people, you're gonna be labeled a hater. I don't want to say. You can say it in the chat, but I can't say it. But you know who I'm talking about. That's who Floyd is. That's who Floyd is alleging who did this. So the thing is with business, you have something called consideration. Consideration is agreement between two parties. It could be multiple parties. It can be consideration could be a verbal agreement or it could be signed on a napkin. But if two parties agree to something, it's called consideration. If one party doesn't live up to their end of the deal, that's when you're going to have to spend a lot of time in court. You're going to have to spend a lot of time in court. Oh my God, don't even say speculative deals. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't know why was somebody his. But the thing is, he aligned himself with a group of people and they lined him up. They lined him up. Floyd it was like it was inevitable that he was gonna get lined up. Floyd made over close to $1 billion without any endorsements. Let that sink in for a second. You know how hard that is to do? He made close to $1 billion without endorsements. He's tired. He made close to $1 billion in his career without endorsements. He may have had some endorsements, but he didn't have many. He may have had a few endorsements, obviously, because the things on his trunks they used to wear in the ring. But a lot of people are saying that he's broke. He's not broke. The fact of the matter is that 175 million in assets is a big deal. Um, he's claiming that a lot of it has to do with jewelry, 100 million worth of jewelry. That's what he's saying. And the jury. So my thing is, where's the jury? Where is it? Now I'm assuming that he's gonna try to take a loss. If he lose this case, he'll try to take a loss because taxes are involved. Something is up with this. Something is up. I just don't know what it is. I have to dig deeper, and something is not right here. I don't know if somebody is trying to help him out, but the courts. But now that he's suing this person, so the courts are gonna have to. They're gonna have to go to court and navigate through this. This is gonna be a long court battle. It's gonna be a long court battle, man. I'm suspecting if he really did get tricked, he will get some of it back, eventually. But these people target us. They target us, and they just take it. It seemed like they're just taking people's stuff. That's what it seemed like. But they're doing it through the courts and doing it through contracts and stuff like that. And they're taking people houses. This is really going on. There is a guy. Let me just say this. I want you to check on your people, especially if you know somebody in the New York City area that owns property and is paid off. There's some people in Brooklyn. You ever thought about this? There's some people in Brooklyn that have brownstones that they purchased in the 60s for like $50,000. You know that, right? And it's paid off. And them properties is worth few million dollars right now. And these people are in their 70s and 80s. They live in them things alone. A lot of these brownstones were, some of them turned them into apartments, and some are single properties. Go check on Zillow and stuff. You'll see it. A lot of them properties are paid off. Go look right in the hood. Those properties are getting taken, especially if somebody lived there in their 70s and they don't have much family. They taking that stuff from people. Here's another way how they take your money as well. Say if you have an elderly parent and they have assets and it's somehow you can't take care of them and they have to go to a living facility. They're going to take your assets. They're going to take What's up, Brittany? How you doing? They're going to take your assets because they're going to say in order for them to live here, we got to take that. So what you have to do is you have to set up a trust so that that can't happen. You have to set up a trust. It's the biggest hustle going on with elderly people right now, and it's happening to the boomers right now. And a lot of kids of the boomers are having problems with this right now. And it made me think about that and think about Floyd case. You know what they probably thought? Floyd not going to miss this. He's not going to miss it. He got so much money that he's not going to miss it, but he is missing it because you know what Floyd probably did? He probably did an inventory and all his stuff was missing. He probably had stuff in safety deposit boxes and wherever, in safes in his house. And sometimes he got multiple homes. He can't live in them all at the same time. And he probably looked and all that stuff is gone. And he probably looked at his inventory slips and tallied everything up to $100 million. Easily $100 million. He had more than one piece of jewelry. I mean, sometimes he could have a necklace worth $1 million. Floyd bought real diamonds. He's one of the only few entertainers I see walking around with real diamonds on. He hasn't been really doing that lately though. When he going to games and stuff, you don't see a lot of flashy jewelry on. But he has it. And the reason why, because he got to spend money every year because of the tax man. And a lot of that stuff, you got to think, why would he have 100 million in jewelry? Because he tried to say he's trying to keep up with his image, his lifestyle. So he has to spend a lot of money on his image to write it off. But he's claiming that this stuff is missing and the person stole it. That's what he's saying. Um, some people like, well, how can this happen, Max? How can this happen? It's easy, man. They tricky. He thought, you see, in business, you don't have friends in business. You think somebody's cool and this and that, and you don't have no friends in business. You have to make sure your lawyers are looking at the contracts. Like, for example, a lot of NBA players, football players went broke back in the day from my generation. Not all of them went broke, but a lot of them did. And the reason being is because they money got stolen from them. Money managers was stealing money off the top, thinking that they won't because if you're making a lot of money at one time, you don't see this stuff that's going missing. And a lot of these players, all they have to do is take a few classes and learn how to do this stuff themselves. But they don't do it because they so busy flashing and trying to impress everybody else. And they make you pay every single time. They're gonna make us pay. They making Floyd pay, yo. 175 million. That is a lot of assets that's gone. A lot of property that's gone. Um, so Floyd can easily, let me tell y'all something real quick. So he lost 175 million. He can make that back in 2 fights right now. Even if he lose, it don't matter. If he need to, all he got to do is fight Bud Crawford and then fight Canelo one more time. He'll have the money back. But the problem is you still have to go to court to try to retrieve that other money, retrieve the other property. Because it's not right what they're doing. They're taking property from people. Yo, you know what I found out? What they're doing? Bro, when I found this out, I have to talk in code. So what they're doing is, especially in New Jersey, a certain group of people are not marrying their wives legally. They're not marrying them. And what they do is they buy in property and using that property as subsidized property so the wife and all her kids can live in there and you can live in there with your wife but not on paper, and the state, the government is paying her rent for that property, which is paying your mortgage. They're doing that. They're doing that. So let's say if she got like 5 kids, because they have a lot of kids. Say if she have like 5 kids, she get what you call it, what's the subsidized rent called? Um Section 8. They turn that property into Section 8 property so that her Section 8 is paying that mortgage. And they both living there as husband and wife. Ain't it crazy? They know how to finagle the system. But I heard that somebody is trying to stop that because they just had a whole big bust in New Jersey over some court situation involving these people. A lot of people got arrested. But they also are, but that's slick though, right? You don't marry her on paper, but that is you living as husband and wife, but you didn't legally marry her. And then she got so many kids, she go file for Section 8. And then you go buy a property that's worth like $1 million, and the mortgage, I don't know how much the mortgage on that, but the Section 8 pays that. And you guys are living rent free, mortgage free, and collecting equity over a certain amount of years. Okay? That's what they're doing. Ain't none of my business. Let me tell you, one time I had picked up this dude. He belonged to the situation. I'm gonna call it he belongs to the situation. I can't say this time I can't call him by nickname because the algorithm already picked up who I'm talking about. Let's just call it they belong to the situation. Okay. I had picked up a guy one time. I haven't done Lyft in a while just because of the gas prices. I haven't done it in a while. But I heard him talking on his cell phone. He was like, okay, yeah, he said, don't worry, baby, the Section 8 went through. And he said the Section 8 went through, so we ain't gotta pay the mortgage this month. We good now. We ain't gotta pay the Section 8 no more. I mean, we ain't gotta pay the mortgage no more. And it must be great to belong to a situation where society helps you. That must be great, yo, to belong to the situation because God made you the situation. I'm talking in code, but I think y'all get it now. Because God, they claim that God made you the situation. Ryan, did you just come in? I had talks to somebody from the situation. Y'all know what I'm talking about because I can't say the nickname that I usually do. Um, the E to the Z. I can't say that, but them, they are. And you know what? One guy one time told me about it. He said, "How come you don't do it?" One of them, because I'm cool with one of them because they figured out. Because I told them, guess. Let me tell you what they did. I had dropped off a catering order to their place one time. And I'm the type of person where I just talk to everybody. I'm friendly to everybody. And when they ordered a bunch of stuff, like it was like trays and stuff in the car. I had to lay stuff down in my seats. It was like, dude, it was like 20 trays of food, and it was heavy. So when I got there, I have a little cart that I use, and I was stacking the stuff on my cart. And I told the guy I'm gonna have to make 2 trips. He said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." He said, "You don't have to make 2 trips. You don't have to touch it." I said, "Yeah, but I got to bring it in." He said, "No, that's what we got the kids for. Us elders." Right. That's who I'm talking about. You just said it. He said the elders don't work. You're an elder. We don't lift a finger. That's what we got the kids for. I said, "Yeah, but I got." He said, "No, no, no, no." He said, "Yes, it's in your car. You lift it in your car, but you're not lifting it out your car. You don't lift a finger. That's what we got the kids for." He summons them out. They all came out with their tray with their little carts, and they got the stuff out for me. And he said the next time you come, you just park right here, and we'll see your car. You just come out. You don't even have to get out the car. That's what he told me. But I said, well, I'm not going to get you again because it's random. He said, no, you'll get us again. I'm gonna show you how. I was like, what? He said, I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you how to get us. And I said, well, how? He said, because we do catering on the spot. We don't he said we go to because the place I picked up from is one of their people. So he said, all you gotta do is be in front of the business. And then when the catering order comes in, we will tell the company that we have a catering guy right here and send it to his phone. He told me that. I didn't believe him, and then he had hit me on my cell phone. He's like, "Yo, meet us in front of the business at 8 a.m." So I did that, and sure enough, it came through my phone. And they tip really well, yo. I said, "How often do you do this?" He said, "We do this twice a month, and we'll just call you so you can just stand out in front of the business, and then we'll send it to you." And he said we'll do that because he said we like working with people that we're familiar with. So now that I talk to you and stuff like that, and he was just like saying a bunch of stuff. He's like, there's a whole bunch of he told me there's a whole bunch of cheat codes in life. He was telling me this. And I was like, well, how can you get that sent to the phone? He said, because you're in front of the business and we tell the company that we have a local driver in front of the business that his app is on, just send it to him. And all I had to do is a 4-digit code on my app that he needed, and I just give it to them and they send it to me. That's crazy. I didn't know that. So that's twice a month I do that. Twice a month. And he was saying, there's certain things like he said, if you have any questions, just ask me. He said, there's certain things in life that your people don't know. He told me this. But once you know it, they have to give it to you because you know it. He told me this. Yeah, man, it's interesting. I was like, wow, they have a lot of kids, bro. Lot, lot of kids. Did you know one school bus one time only picked up 3 families? One school bus. I saw it. Crazy, yo. House full of kids, yo. But they know how to get over on the system, and the system is working for them. But a lot of people don't know it. But yeah, man, they work in the system, bro. But allegedly, a group of those people, Floyd is claiming stole from them. That's what he claiming. But the thing is, maybe he can pull some strings, or I don't know. That they probably sold that jewelry or melted it down or something and get the diamonds and melted it off. One thing about them people, they love their paper, yo. They worship paper. They love their paper. And the crazy part about it is our tax money is paying for it. Like some of the stuff they do. But I heard that I was listening to them. It's levels to them though. It's levels to them. Every one of them, just because they're like that, don't mean that they're rich. Not all of them are. Some of them really poor. You know what I'm saying? They have their own economy, yo. They had their own economy. It's crazy, man. You said you began looking for online jobs. There are tons of them out there. They not trying to do that. Your taxes can fund a whole family, yo, just off that. And them houses are huge, yo. Them Section 8, them joints is mansions, yo. Imma show y'all one day. When I go back out there, because I always have my dash cam, I'm gonna record. Well, it's always recording, but some of my stuff overrides itself. So the stuff that I have on my dash cam right now is not from that area because the video just override itself. But when I'm back out there, I'm gonna show you what the houses look like. Section 8, yo, straight up. Section 8. So let's say if the mortgage is like 3,500, um, Section 8 pays the owner, so they're getting the money. You get it? The husband is the owner, but they're not really married on paper. She qualified for Section 8 because she got her kids, and that money go to him, which should go to her too. You get it? But see, I figured if I do something like that, they're gonna lock me up, yo. If I try to do that, that's only for them, yo. That's not for everybody. But they're claiming that we can do it too, but we just don't do it. I said that's not. I shook my head. I said I don't think so. I don't think so. I said they're gonna do something to lock me up. I don't think so. I don't think I'll be able to get away with that. Right, 75% goes to him, so he's really not. They really not. They really still coming up. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. They only paying 75%, which means that they only have to pay 25%. Yeah, you're right. But still, 25% on a mini mansion, that ain't nothing. Man, it's just crazy. Man, I figured if I tried to do something like that, I would get arrested for fraud or something. You said every Section 8 pays 75%. Yeah, 75%. So the 75% is minus off their mortgage, and the other 25% he has to pay for. Or what they do is some of the houses are some of the houses are split, in duplex. What I'm thinking is he will make up the rest of the 25% by charging the other family, and it come back to that. I think that's why they're doing it because his mortgage is free. But I think it's a duplex. There's a lot going on in society right now that I'm noticing. I had did a whole video on the hotel situations. A lot of people live in hotels, man. That's the new apartment. And if you stay there over 3 months, you don't pay taxes on that. You just pay the straight fee. That's why they say, do you want to do 3 months? Do you want to do 90 days? You want to do pay it all up front? Because you ain't got to pay the taxes. It's crazy. It's a lot going on. Even on this street right here where I'm parked on, there's people sleeping their cars on this street right here. And the reason why it's so popular because they need to go to the bathroom, do number one. They just go right in the park at night. Nobody gonna see you. They sure enough is doing it. And you know what I found out? I didn't know this was going on until I went out there. I was in I forget the area Brooklyn is in. All I saw was campers and RVs. Crazy. Oh yeah, they do get the stamps. They do. 100% of them. I don't give a damn how much money they got. They still get them because they're not really married to the wife like that. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, I couldn't be able to get away with that. Yeah, when they had the carts full to the top, and sometimes they don't wear their garb. They don't wear their garb all the time. But a lot of them, you know what I found out? Why you don't see a lot of them in the grocery store? They have their own grocery stores they go to. But sometimes they will go to a Walmart or a Sam's Club. But in Brooklyn, they have their own shopping center they go to. And yes, it's filled to the top. Filled to and yo, you know what happened? This is when Biden was president. This is when I was still living in Virginia. Remember when they had all those people who came over here from Afghanistan? I was in Walmart, not Walmart. I was in Kroger, and this lady, her face was beat red, and I was like, "You all right?" She said, "You know what her balance was on her card?" She said, "I'm not supposed to say this, but she said I can't believe this." I said, "How much?" She said it was 35,000. That was her balance that she had available to her still. That's how much the government gave these people. And you know what the people were doing? They were going to like Sam's Club and stuff and Costco and buying a bunch of stuff and then like selling it on the street and making a profit. But do we get a relief? No. It's I know same in UK I heard. But it's like you don't know until you just look. It's right in front of your face if you just look. Or if you just ask the cashier to tell you, they'll tell you. Or you just ask the cash register, have people come in here and their balance is really high? They'll tell you, yeah. But they have but these people have the special shops they go to, and it's the K shops. They make sure it's K, if you know what I mean. Coach. If you know what I'm talking about. They go to those shops, and 100% of them use the card. 100%. 100%. And they get more than we get. Yeah, this government is off the hook. But hey, man, it's their world, man. It's crazy. I started thinking about. I said, man, that is really going on because I see it. That's crazy. I told my mother about it, right? She said, "Yeah, I know that." I said, "What?" She said, "That's been going on since I was a kid." She was like, "That's been going on." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, and they get their rent paid too." I said, "How?" She said, "Cause they not married, not legally." I said, "What?" She's like, "Yeah," and she knew a family. She used to because my mother before she became a nurse, she was a home health aide. She was a home health aide for one of their mothers one time, the elderly mother, and They were telling her, the lady was telling her, "No, ma'am, you never supposed to struggle." She told my mother that. She said, "You better go sign up for aid. What's wrong with you?" My mother was like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, you get everything handed to you." She said, "The government is free." Then she told my mother, what you work for? What are you working for?" She would tell my mother, "We're not supposed to work, really." My mother was like, "Well, I have to. I got a son." She was like, "No, you get assistance for your son, okay?" She said, "Yeah, but I got to pay his tuition." No, no, you get the government to pay his tuition. You just say he has a learning disability. Yo, yo, they off the hook, yo. They off the hook. I must say, they off the hook. Just say he has a learning disability. You get your money. Yeah, my mother said they get shit. They don't pay for no food, man. It's crazy. And if you close to them, they'll tell you how to do it. If you like work for them or do landscaping for them, they'll tell you because they feel like it's their obligation. That's how they feel. Yeah, man. That's crazy. You said don't ever rent to the eight. But Ryan, see, I know a lot of y'all knew what I'm talking about. I'm the only one acting like I don't know. I didn't know to that extent it was like that. It's to that extent, guys. That's crazy. And they got their own stores too, like, grocery stores. And they got, like, you know what I'm saying? They go in there, they get all the food they want, Ryan. Okay. Well, I tell you one thing, that the guy that I do that twice a month, they tip really well. Every time it's over 100. And I ain't even gotta go but a couple of miles. That's it. And Danny, now I ain't gotta get out the car. Because he said the kid's supposed to lift that stuff. He said people our age don't do no lifting. That's what we got the kids for. That's what he told me. He said, I don't never want to see you lift this in our building. The kids do it. That's what he told me. He said, you are an elder. And he told me when I go back to the spot, he said, did you put the stuff in your car? I said, yeah. He said he won't call. He said, don't do that no more. Because they got young men work there. They supposed to put in your car. That's what he told me. He said, don't lift nothing. He said, just call, say the car is here. He said, only thing you provide is the car. That's it. That's what he told me. I said, all right. I said, all right, cool. I said I wasn't trying to be rude, so I just grabbed it. He said, yeah, but there's kids in there. They put it in your car and we take it out. And we get the kids here to take it out. That's crazy. He said, we are elders. He said, we don't live nothing. He said, gas is $4 going up and food is high. Well, right now it's gonna go to 5 by 4th of July probably. And the World Cup coming. So I'm making flyers now for the World Cup for my driving services, for my shuttle services. Because they have a special section where you drop the people off at the stadium. So I don't have to go in the stadium to drop the people off. I got to go to a location. So I'm going to put that on the flyer. I'm charging a flat rate from the hotel to the stadium. Hotel to the stadium. Fiona gave me that advice. She just came in here too, and I'm just talking about it. So I'm just doing that. I got to Rosecrans. I got to. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in a minute. What's going on? Hey, I got to do it like that. And, yo, Rosecrans, you know the World Cup coming to Los Angeles too. So you know it's gonna be in Los Angeles. They got group games in Los Angeles. Opening games start in Mexico City, and they got some group games in Canada, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and the finals is out here where I'm at. And they got group play, so y'all getting some action out there too. So I'm getting you know with Chat GPT and all that, they make the flyers for you. And then also I heard that they ain't charging that much for your peddler's license, only like a few $100s for your peddler's license. So for you to sell up at the stadium. You know what I'm saying? So you got t-shirts, whatever, that's gonna be sold out. If you get up there early, like my boy, he going up there at 4 o'clock in the morning to set up. When the game start, he gonna be in the parking lot at 4 in the morning. He's selling food though. He grilling. He grilling out there. He gonna be selling food. So him and his wife going out there. They got a truck. They go out there at 4 in the morning. Because he was telling me, you getting a peddler's license or you gonna be driving? I said I'm gonna be driving. He said, all right. But he said, get your stuff printed now if you selling stuff too. And he said, yo, I'll sell it on my truck for you if you want me to. If you get some t-shirts made, he said, I'll sell it on my truck for you. I was like, yo, that's what's up. So I won't have to get the peddler's license. I'll just give it to him and I'll give him a few dollars, you know what I'm saying? Like a percentage of the sales. So that's how we worked it out. Most insurance, oops, hold on. Most insurance companies covered. Trump RX is a flat under $99, which I can swing. That's what's up. Yeah, so I already said it. Like, um, I'm gonna do the driving thing from the hotel. Well, I'm gonna pick people from the airport too. I'm not doing Lyft because they take too much out. They take too much of a profit. So I ain't doing that. They take too much of a profit, yo. Even though it's gonna be busy for them, but they take too much of a profit. Shit. And so that's just what it is. I am not relying on them because if I rely on them, they taking a huge percentage. And I'm gonna be out there all day too. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have clients and I'm gonna pick them up I'm gonna take them from the hotel to the drop off point near the stadium. And then when they ready to go, then I do it like that. I can't do too many per day though. I only could do probably like 10 because Lyft is gonna be charging them an arm and a leg. So I'm cutting Lyft out. So you go with me, you ain't got to pay all that money for Lyft. You just give it to me. So just do it like that. And just to let you know, it ain't hard to get clients. If you do Lyft, you only have to do Lyft one day, and then give them your I have a QR code on the back of my seat that they scan my QR code. So you just print off a QR code and put it on the back of your seat because they're not gonna want to spend $150 or whatever it is because they're gonna be hiking up the prices. Lyft and Uber. So check this out. Let's say if Uber charged somebody, if it's surgeon, they charge the client $120. You know how much of that you get? Guess. Say if you're going to Newark from Newark Airport to, because a lot of people are going to be staying in East Rutherford. Let's say Newark Airport to East Rutherford, they charge them when it's surgeon $120. You know how much you get out of that? 30. That's it. $30. Now you might thinking that's okay. It's not okay because you're gonna be in traffic. It's not okay. So if they charge them $120, how much you think you can charge a client? 85. And they said that's a bargain for them. And you do that multiple times for the day. I might not. I told them, I might have to sleep in my car, yo. I might not even come home. Shit, if it's popping like that. Yo, my God, yo. All right, have a good one now. Stay blessed, Paula. I'm gonna have to sleep in my car, man. Like if it's like that, but it's gonna be like that. The airports are gonna be so packed, and I'm gonna be advertising on online. I'm not messing with Lyft like that because they robbing us. They gonna be robbing people. $30. That's all you getting. $30. Or what I might do is I might rent a van. You know, one of the Mercedes Sprinters. I might rent one of those, man, and offer the look. I might offer the executive package. Now, what is the executive package? The executive package is all inclusive. Okay, all inclusive. You go to the stadium after the games. Now, I might take you on a trip through New York. Okay, that's the executive package. Okay, and all you gotta do to just to charge an arm and a leg, make sure like have some like libations in the van, have some drinks, some seltzer water. I mean, the carbonated water. In the blue whatever they call that in the blue bottle. Now you got you an executive package. I might have to do that. I had already talked to a company. I put myself on the list already just in case, just so I can have that as an option. Might have to offer the executive package just in case I meet somebody bougie, you know what I'm saying, that might want the executive package. So I might have to go ahead and, people like Mercedes. They like to see that sign. It seems premium, don't it? Mercedes Sprinter. And I take them from the hotel to the game, and I have a few spots they can go to. You said you be careful with those shots. There are a lot of bad side effects. What kind of shots? You trying to take those shots? Like, were you trying to travel somewhere? Oh, the weight losing shots. Nah, I ain't doing that. Let me tell you something. You want to lose weight? Just cut out the sodas. Cut out the sodas and the sugar. Well, at least that's how it works for me. In the carbs, and just find a way to sweat, walk or something in the summertime, and that's it. You just cut out the carbs and sweat. Next thing you know, you'll be you'll be shedding like nobody's business. So I got it planned out, Fiona. I got on the list to get a sprinter just in case if I need it. Because if I get a big family, you know what I'm saying, they gonna want an executive package, and I gotta provide it to them. And they probably gonna want to go to New York City too. Max, can you take it to New York City? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm gonna have the bougie. What's the carbonated water that come in the blue bottle? What is that called again? It's in the purple blue bottle. You know what I'm talking about? People like that. Had that on ice. I got everything you need. Yeah, a van. I planned it already. I'm on the list. They ordered vans. They got so many people wanting them, they had to go order them. Yeah, they got. I can't take no shot to lose weight. Some people need that shot though, especially if you diabetic. Some people need it. I heard that shot that sometimes it mess with your member. I don't need that. But check with your doctor and stuff like that. Your doctor be able to help you. Your doctor be able to make sure you straight. World Cup, man. I just hope everybody is safe during the World Cup. I hope no BS happen. So, oh, he gave you a script so you can get out without. Okay. Damn, B lady, you gonna be slim and trim in a minute. What you getting ready for the beach? What's going on? I couldn't take that because if I lose a bunch of weight and I get my six pack, I ain't gonna know how to act. I'll be on the beach with some Aquaman shorts on. Look at me. No, I can't wear the Aquaman shorts. I'm tripping. You like to stay in shape. That's all good. Hey, Beely, I have to ask you a question. Is in the wintertime, where do the bees go? Do they just stay in that nest? Do they stay in the hive the whole winter? Like how does that work? You heard me. Well, you laughing because I said Aquaman shorts. Could you imagine me on the beach? Like, look at me, oiling myself down, walking the beach. Okay, like I'm a D1 athlete. You heard me, Ryan? Like I'm a Division 1 athlete. Like I pay for Colorado. You know what I'm saying? And I won't look like a three technique no more. I'm looking like a damn three technique. Damn. Yeah, where the bees go, man? Like I'm serious. That's a legit question, man. Like where it's cold outside. Did they stay in the hive or what's up? Where they be at? Where the bees go at? I know it sounds like I'm trying to be funny, but I know there are a lot of beekeepers. They just stay up in the spot, right? When it's cold. I know that sound funny. They stay up in the spot. I find that very yeah hibernation. They stay up in the they stay all together and hibernate. I'm sorry, I be swiping some of them, I can't have them stinging me, man. And we need bees, so I'm trying to be respectful and not swipe them. I almost got into it with one of them. They kept following me. You know what I found out about birds? I did not know this. I'm today's year old when I found this out about birds. Birds remember you. I didn't know that. And they watch you. They know your habits, especially if they like you. Like if you leave, yo, check this out. I didn't know this. If you leave bread out, they see you doing it and they remember you. And not only do they remember you, they study you. I didn't know that. They could be up in the trees and they watching you. Maybe I got in a beef with one of them because they be man, listen, they be lighting my car up. Maybe I need to put some bread out here so they be all right. They be getting. So one time they got on me one time on my sweater. Wait, who gets to know you, the bees or the birds? Oh, the scents. They are distracted. You said the bees get to know us by our voices and everything. They probably know my ass and they don't like me. Every time I it's hot, I get in a beef with one of them. I'm swiping them. Max, they use the way of the honey bee's brain works for computer stuff. Well, they mad at me around here. I can tell you that right now. They said, "There you go in that red car. There he go, yo. There he go right there. He swiped my homeboy the other day. They remember my ass. They don't like me. They, yeah, I be having issues with bees. It's like they attracted to me for some reason. I got the sweet meat. You say you was stung on your hand when you was a child. Yeah, I'm like, man, I don't like getting stung. But the thing is, like, you're supposed to just ignore them, and then it's up to them whether they're gonna sting you or not. Usually they don't. But but the birds though, but I if you feed the birds, they remember you. I didn't realize they do that. They remember your face and everything. They study you, and they actually know where you live. They'll know like, okay, he going in there, and they'll start to learn your habits. Yeah, I can't be getting stung, Fiona. I'm straight. I can't be getting stung. I sit there, and that's why I wear my hat all the time. I be swiping them. I'm the master at it. They get within 5 feet of me, it's a wrap. Especially they get real close to me. I like boop, swipe them. I don't kill them. I just swipe them. Like get away from me now. But the birds are fascinating. They actually remember your face and everything, and they study you, and they try to communicate with you. They'll come close to you, and they'll do different things just to let you know. Especially if you feed them, it's like they'll like they. I heard they'll fly in a circle around you to show their appreciation or something like that. But I didn't know birds was like that. I ain't learned nothing in grammar school, yo. They ain't teach us nothing like that. I ain't know that before. Am I gonna see that alien movie from Spielberg? Yeah, they trying to tell us aliens exist. The aliens exist. We already know that now. But ain't nobody studying them because, like, at the end of the day, ain't nobody caring. So if they do come out, and people gonna be pissed with them, shit, gas is high. How come they ain't helping us? But if I do meet one, I'm gonna try to get some information or something that'll help me out. Like, give me some type of something I can use now. Give me some news I can use, please. You know what I'm saying? Give me some news, man. How we can get some money. I don't want to see them either because they're not helping us. Or maybe they are helping us, but indirectly. I swear, because if you see one, they talk to you telepathically. And I will be talking to them telepathically, like, yo, what's up? Like, can you help me out? They probably be laughing at me. Give me some news I can use, man. I heard in one of the documents, one of the aliens is pissed off at us. They ain't studying us, but hey, it is what it is. But it ain't because of us, it's because of whatever. But I don't think they wanna have nothing to do with us, to be honest with you. We lost our way in the cosmos. We're not as deep as they want us to be. I like to say I'm more aware. Like maybe they can help me out. But they ain't trying to help us out with these gas and stuff, man. Who cares if they're around us? Who cares? They know we're just trouble. I'm not trouble. I'll be able to work with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me some kind of deep information that I can use. Yeah, they know we trouble though. They ain't messing with us. Well, we do know one confirmed alien. There's two confirmed aliens we see all the time. Do y'all know who they are? There's two confirmed aliens that we see all the time, and they got to be aliens because they're that smart. For 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 uh for a species to be that smart, they got to be alien like. One of them is the dolphins. One of them is the dolphins. The dolphins. Because I can tell you for a fact they communicate with it. I know for a fact because I went to what was it, Sea World or wherever the hell I went. You know where you can feed the dolphins, and I pissed one of them off. Then the thing is, they're so friendly. How you piss a dolphin off? Like I said, me and nature don't get along, yo. Me and nature don't get along because I pissed one of the dolphins off. So they give you the fish, so you can feed them. They come up to you. I did it, and I dropped it because I got scared, and it hit him in the face, and it dropped in the water. He went and got it, and then he came up and looked at me, and he did this little shake, and I said, "Yo," they said, "No, just stand right there." I said, "Yo, he about to splash me. He about to splash me," and sure enough, he splashed my ass, and he didn't do that to nobody else but me. So I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't." He said, "No, try to feed him again." I said, "I'm not doing that. I'm good, yo." They said, "You scared?" I said, "I pissed them off." They said, "How you know?" I said, "I can feel it because I didn't do it right." But them are one of them, and they're very, very smart. And the number two one is the octopus. The octopus. The octopus. Every tentacle on the octopus has its own brain. Did you know that? Every one, every arm or whatever you call it. What do you call that? The arms on it or whatever it is. They each one of them have his own brain that works independently from the main brain. That's an alien. And then if one cuts off, it'll grow back. You said if I drop your burger match, you'd be pissed off. Yeah, but they said he's not pissed off. He's just playing with you. I said no. I hit him in the face. It hit him in the face because he got too close to my hand, like his mouth did, and I got nervous and dropped it. It hit him right in the damn between the eyes, and then he went down and got it. He looked at me. He did that little, you know how they do that little shake, and I said, "Yo, he's getting ready to splash me," and he did it. He splashed me. My whole outfit got wet. And I mumbled something under my breath, and he kinda looked at me. I said, "Yeah, he understand." That's crazy he did that. He didn't do that to nobody else but me. It's crazy. Yeah, whales are smart as well. And dolphins, they have teamwork as well, and they work in groups, and they're families too, and they're very And dolphins are very structured. They have a hierarchy and they have like a leader. They're very structured. And dolphins have been around during prehistoric times. And we don't know how they got here. I'm just telling y'all that we don't know. You can research it. We don't know. They aliens. And I heard it's illegal to go around messing with them. It's illegal. So what my question is, why is it illegal to talk to them? Why is it illegal to be around them? I don't know if they mermaids, they're aliens because they're that smart. And I heard they can talk to you telepathically. I heard that. Like if you talk to them in your mind, they can understand you. So what did that sound like to you? That sound like an alien. My question is how they get here. They've been here for a very long time, before us at least. And they're the same. They haven't changed. They're the same. You said there are mermaids on Halloween. Do y'all believe in mermaids and sirens and stuff? I believe that exists. There's a spot in Africa, Fiona, you might know what I'm talking about. You can't go on the beach at night. They tell you, they lock everything down. They tell you you can't go on the beach at night because you're gonna see some shit. I'm like, what? They say, yeah, you can't go on. I forget what country it is in Africa. You can't go on the beach at night. Not because they don't want you to swim, you just don't want you to die. Like you can't go out there. You can't even go on the beach at night. And they don't look like how we think they look. They look crazy. It's a lot in this ocean. We haven't even explored the whole ocean yet. I remember my girlfriend at the time, she said, because we all went out there on a trip one time to Florida, and she said, you're the only one that he splashed. She said, you can't even do that right. She said, why didn't you just, because she fed him. She said, they're not going to bite your hand. Why are you scared? Because, like, I had the fish and they tell me, go closer. And the dolphin is looking at me. They said, go closer. He's waiting for you. And I'm like nervous, right? But I didn't want to say I'm nervous. There's a bunch of women around. I didn't want to say I'm nervous, right? So I went up to my hand shaking and shit, and I just dropped it on him before he was ready for it. Hit him right in the face. I sure did. By accident. I'm thinking he gonna drive. In my mind, he's gonna take my arm and take me down with him. That's what I thought. Like I was that scared. You know what I'm saying? And pissed him off. I sure did. You said what animal you're not nervous about? No, I'm not. I wasn't totally nervous. I just, you know what I'm saying? He was flipping and shit, jumping all up in the water, and he came right up to me. Like, what's up? Give me that fish. I felt that he said that to me, punk ass, give it to me. I felt like he was saying that. Like, give me the damn fish, stop being a punk. Like, cause the way he was staring at me, he was staring at me. He was like, yo, give it up, yo. Everybody else fed me, give it up. And then I just like kind of just dropped it, hit him right in the face, man. And then they gave me another one. They said, yeah, try it again. Nope, I'm good. I'm good because he splashed me. And me and him already going and getting off to a bad foot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good. And then when I went off to the side, the other lady was waiting, to feed him. How about he swam back to me and looked at me again? And then everybody looked at me like, I guess you did piss him off. I said, I told him. And then I said my bad to him, and then he just went on. Wanted my ass to apologize. Yeah, I don't do nature that well, man. Let's see. Even sometimes the birds, man, they get at me. sometimes. They like flying close to me when I'm sitting out here. Nature attracts to me for some reason. The squirrels be following me. It's crazy, bro. I think I got like a superpower or something. Like they're attracted to me. Or the birds, you know how they be flying all close? Like I think they be doing that because they know, like, yeah, this punk ass, he's scared. Let me go fly close to his neck. Oh man. Nah, I ain't doing no mouse. None of that either. But you see them all the time in New York. And around here where I'm at now. They all in the street at night. I'm the animal whisperer. I'm telling you. But yeah, they clown me about the dolphin situation. They said, bro, the dolphin. And then they was like, you want to swim with him? He's not gonna. I was like, hell no, I ain't gonna swim with him. He's ass gonna take me down and barrel roll me in the water and drown my ass. Nope, nope, not at all. I almost got kicked out of SeaWorld. It was crazy because I was looking for the Telic. That's who I was looking for, and I found him before he died. This was years ago. I was in this was in '05 when we went down there. I found him. No, this wasn't '05. It was like '10, like 2010 or something like that. We went down and they kicked me out. They told me I can't go back there. I found him, and I know exactly what he looked like because he's the one with the crooked dorsal fin. I found him. He was back there, but they had to keep him locked away because he was killing people. He killed two people around that time. Yep, he killed two people, and he did that on purpose. He sure did. And then he got so dangerous they kept him in the back. He died now though. His name is Telecon or Telic, or I call him Telic, but it's Telecon or Telic something. Whatever his name is, the one with the crooked dorsal fin we used to be at SeaWorld that they had to lock away in the back. It's sad how they have those animals in captivity like that. They need to be in the wild, you know what I'm saying? But I went back there being nosy, and that guy was yelling at me, "Get out of here! You're not supposed to be back here." Like yelling at me. I said, "Okay, my bad. I didn't know I was supposed to be." He said, "You see the sign? Can't you read?" Like it's like he was really barking on me. I said, "All right, sir. All right, I'll go back," because I was trying to take a picture. But yeah, his name is Telic. Telecom. That's his name. Nickname Telly. That's who I'm talking about. Now you know I'm talking about Telic. Well, he was a killer though, Ryan. He killed like three people. He was a killer. He was a killer whale for sure. He killed three people. And he did it on purpose. He got sick and died in cat. He died in captivity. He got sick. Yeah, Orca. You know what I'm saying? Telic the Orc. That's who I was talking about. I called him Telic, but no, they didn't treat him right. They were abusing him, and he had a crooked dorsal fin. And I saw him. I wish I could have took a picture, but the dude started yelling at me. He had a crooked dorsal fin, and he was back there by himself. And they had him in a different tank, in a holding tank back there, because the tank that they had him in, it's an opening where he can go into the main area. But they had it. section off, and that's where he was. He killed, I believe, he killed 3 people, and they all were trainers. Killed 3 of them, and then after a while, they just locked him away because he couldn't do shows anymore. He killed these people during a show, like just dragged them down and drowned them. He was captured in '83. See, that's the thing. They be capturing them and keeping them in captivity is crazy beyond me. Just for our enjoyment. But I didn't enjoy it. I told him I don't want to support this. But I was trying to be adventurous and go back there and go take a picture. Just say I took a picture of them. Because they had all people around. I snuck right back there too. And yes, there is a sign that tell you can't go back there. I don't know where that guy came from. He came out of the rafters. He was like, "You can't be back here. Get out of here. You cannot be back here." I'm like, "All right, dude. You ain't got to yell at me." I mean, he was yelling. Everybody heard it too. He was yelling, turning beet red in the face. Yeah, in Iceland they got him from. He probably remembered me. I know he saw me because I went back there. When you go back there, the cave, it's really crazy. It's like, damn, only thing separate me is that and that glass. What if that glass break? I'm out back. If that glass break. But I damn sure saw him. At least I said I got a chance to say I saw him back there. Yeah, that's why he killed him. Because them are probably the ones that was treating him badly. And he got his revenge. That I will never forget. Only thing I regret is not taking the picture fast enough. So I wish I could have took the picture. So I could show y'all like, yeah, I took the picture of him. There's a whole documentary on him too. On And a lot of people are saying, even the Humane Society and people, they said that, the animal rights people, they said that he was being treated very badly. That's why he did it. Yeah, that's according to the documentary. Like you said, he remembered and he just had enough and he snapped. Yeah, they know more than people. They know more than us. for sure. Dogs too. My ex-girlfriend dog, he was a dog day Bordeaux. He was a thief. Do not leave your food around him. He's a thief. I remember her daughter, she fixed her a big plate and she went right back in the kitchen. I said, bring the plate back in the kitchen because I gotta go to the bathroom. No, it's gonna be okay. Okay. All right. He came back. A portion of her food was gone. And you know what he did? He went in his crate. She had to fix her another plate because he had his mouth all on it. So she ended up giving him the rest of it, put it in his bowl, and he went right in his crate, yo. Because I'm like, why is he in his? She's like, why is he in his crate? I said he must have took the food and look. She said, my food is gone. I like, I told you. I ain't never seen a dog when you eat, he starts shaking. He acting like you don't feed him. He stole her food, though. He did, and then he went right in the crate because he knew he did bad. He went right in the crate, and we ended up giving him the runs too. They had to ended up keeping him in the backyard because he kept going to the bathroom. And he could not. When you lock him in his crate, he gets out. He knows how to get out of it. Like he do the latch and everything. He was smart, very smart dog. And you had to watch him when he in the backyard because he knew how to get through the fence. So one time we was like chilling in the living room. We thought he was in the back. He like bumping the door, the front door. I'm like, she's like, that can't be him. I said, it is him. He not in the backyard. He at the front door. It's crazy. She had to fix the fence so he couldn't get out. Yeah, he was a delivery man. He was crazy. He's smart. He will scratch the door, and that's how he'll get our attention. Like, yeah, he right at the front, man. She's like, how did he get out? I said, he know how to get out. And she said, go to your crate. He goes right to his crate with his tail down. He go right to his crate, and then he'll come out, lick you on the hand, and apologize. That's how he apologize. He'll put his paw on you. You said, Dan, where did everyone go? Everybody just like meditating. I'm about to go inside. I'm sitting out here in the car. Man. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll be back in a little bit. Probably go back on my computer, see what the news is about. Anyway, guys, I will catch y'all later. All right, y'all.